Hello, everybody. Welcome back to BrokeN Boys, the most culturally relevant show on the internet. This is episode 167. I'm Mike,
And I'm Colin.
and yeah, today we got a couple news to discuss in a timely manner. Um, but yeah, nothing too special. But everyone's been asking us what do the BrokeN Boys think about the drama going on. So
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So we'll get into that. But before we do, how was your week, Mr. Colin?
It's okay, Mr. Mike. I've just been working, getting schoolwork done, all that. Just excited for it to be over, and yeah, work has been hell this week.
School?
Very very busy.
Sorry, the school year is over for you, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Um, Work's been hell this week.
Yeah.
Very very busy. Not fun. But today things started to slow down.
Nice.
People are moving out.
Good.
Lots of people have been moving out like all day. Like over here, there have been like U-Hauls and parents and everything coming to help their kids and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just been very hustly and bustly in this little parking lot down here.
Yeah.
Um.
In the most convenient space.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Not cramped or anything.
No, not at a busy intersection or anything.
No. But yeah, it's finally starting to slow down today, and there'll be a lot of days where I'll be working and I'm sure sent home because they're not making money. So
Right. I'm sure a lot of your coworkers have probably gone home too, right? Or
yeah, a good amount of them have left or are leaving.
Mm-hmm.
So, but there are a few of them, a few college students who are staying behind because they live here or something. But,
Mm-hmm. Their parents don't love them and all that. Yeah.
yeah, all that. But yeah, it shouldn't be too bad over the summer. I don't know. I might try to find something different over the summer, but I don't know. This is like the busiest job I've ever. Well, one. I don't know how it stacks up to Portillo's anymore.
I was gonna say that one. You talked a lot about the busyness there.
Yeah, Portillo's is crazy, but I didn't have to face customers for the most part at Portillo's. Right. In the prep kitchen, and the prep kitchen was like very understaffed and very busy. But like McDonald's on when we're busy, we're busy. So it's like I don't know. They're pretty similar. Saturday, Sunday mornings at the deli were fun too.
Oh yes.
But
or cheap chicken Mondays.
Oh,
I brought back some memories of that one.
Yeah, those were bad. But yeah, I like the coworkers a lot more than I've ever liked anywhere.
That's good.
I think, including you and John at the deli.
Of course. Yeah. And by that you mean the other John at the deli.
Yeah. But I don't know. It's just over the summer it'll be nice and slow, but like, oof. Yeah. Some days are real bad. But that's probably most jobs anyway. I just pretty much same old. Played Fortnite. There's a new Billie Eilish skin.
I was seeing her post YouTube. Well, her channel posting YouTube videos about that.
Mm-hmm. It's her like red hair from like last year ish. Got a cute little back bling of her dog Shark.
Nice.
So some like the wings from all the good girls go to hell. But Yeah, I bought that for Max, and then Max bought that for me when she woke up. I was like, oh, you didn't have to
Oh,
do that. But
you could have just bought it for yourselves.
yeah, could have. Um, but yeah, listened. I finally listened to something for once. I
Oh,
listened to "The Rise and Fall of a Midwest Princess" by Chapel Roan.
oh, okay. Is that how you
Uh,
pronounce it?
yeah,
Oh, I thought it was Chappelle. Okay,
I thought so too, but I heard her pronounce her own name, and I was like, oh, okay,
okay.
Chapel Roan. Uh, and it's very nice vibes. It's reminiscent of like '80s, like female '80s pop stars,
Mm,
um, like like Cyndi Lauper,
yeah.
um, kinda, but like not as like kitschy or like I don't know how to just not as like Cyndi Lauper esque. I guess I don't know, but just like
You're making
in
these comparisons to the wrong person.
vibes in vibes alone.
Okay.
Like girls just want to have fun.
Okay. Is that
It
Cyndi
kind of
Lauper?
yes.
Okay.
That kind of girls just want to have fun is kind of like how you can look at Chaperone just as a person. Like that's how that's I don't know.
She's just a girl who wants to have fun.
Yeah, she's a girl who wants to have fun and
Okay.
have sex with other girls, and
Yeah.
it's
That
fun.
sounds like fun.
Yeah, you know, she's a gay pop star, and
Hmm.
she's riding off the back of JoJo
I was gonna
Siwa's.
say, I mean, she's got to give credit to, the originator or whatever she called herself.
um,
Prototype.
but yeah, it's fun, good fun album, and she's got a good voice, so it's a fun time. Been seeing a lot of her on TikTok, so I was like, I'll check it out.
Hmm.
Um, that was fun, but yeah. Other than that, just work, school, Fortnite, repeat.
Yeah.
How was your week, Mikey?
You know, week was fine. Over the weekend and the beginning part of this week, I was very, very, very invested into the Kendrick and Drake thing, which we'll get into. But if you watched last week's episode, you or the viewers, I interjected 3 times in a row. um, did you watch that segment at all by any chance?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we do have a new
Another one.
we got a new soundboard thing on there.
Hmm.
Another one. Um, but yeah. Anyways, I was really into that at the beginning of this week. I think,
Another one.
yep, another one. And that was another one. um, but yeah, I could tell John was super into that as well. I mean, I guess I didn't realize this is something that's been building up for a long time now. Like I knew that there was always like a somewhat of a thing between Kendrick and Drake, but I didn't know this was like a big, big thing. So I'm sure John is even more like, oh my god, than I am.
Yeah.
But it's been great though. And we'll get into that a little bit more later. But I didn't really do all too much this week. My neighbors are in Poland, so
Oh.
one of them stayed behind. Natalie stayed behind. I think mostly just to take care of the dogs. Um, but they're there, and I, I, I think it was on Monday. I've never had issues with like mowing the lawn or something. Like I mow my lawn and that's fine. But I
Right.
mowed both of them. Like I mowed theirs right after ours. And
Oh.
man, I have never gotten tired like that before from mowing a
Yeah.
lawn. Like as soon as I was done with the second one, I was like, wow, I'm like aching. What the heck is happening? It was like full body, just like, that took me out.
Old. You're getting old.
I know. Yeah, I'm just about to cripple the dust. That's not the right word, but whatever. Um, um, yeah, but that was part of my week was doing that. But also been working with the film director guy as well. He was looking for a little extra thing for his upcoming student film, I believe in August. So I'll talk a little bit more about that when that comes out because I mean, if you want to listen to the theme right now, it's on my Spotify, theme to
Oh,
Bleak Terminus. But that's one of my favorite things I've produced, like to this day. I don't think I've made strings sound better than I have on that track. So
hell yeah.
go give, oh god, go give that a listen. It's a really good theme. But I did some little extra things and helped him out with that a little bit this week.
Right.
Um, And speaking of Poland, they were talking about pierogies a little bit in our group chat like last week or a couple weeks ago, and that kind of got me craving some pierogies. So I just like looked it up on Google Maps, and there's a European like sandwich shop like 30 minutes north of us, um, and it's like mostly Polish based. So I went there tonight for dinner actually,
No.
and yeah, it was a Polish deli. They had a lot of Krakus ham there. Speaking of the deli we were at,
Oh no,
no,
no.
no. But yeah, I got myself like 6 pierogies, which were very, very good. Have you had a pierogi before?
Oh, I love pierogies.
Okay, yeah, I think I've only ever had it once before, and it was at a ball game in Pittsburgh. Um,
Oh,
but
yeah.
it was still good there. But like this was made with that Polish love. It was good. um,
I grew up a lot. A dinner that we had a lot was sausage and pierogi. So we had
mm,
like Polish sausage and pierogi for dinner and
that
some
sounds good.
sauerkraut on the side. I love it. I think we're a little Polish, so I
I was gonna say, do you have Polish in you?
think so, a little bit at least.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, maybe I do. I don't know. Yeah. I think I'm mostly Irish and German, but
Yeah, I was gonna
Um,
say, seem very German. So
yeah. How'd you know? Uh,
Well,
all my right
you
wing,
hate.
all my right wing views are coming back to bite me.
Yeah, you're a big Kanye fan. I just figured.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. I guess those are correlated. um, but yeah, no, it was pretty cool. They had a whole bunch of like Polish, well, I think European snacks and stuff around there. I got one that I thought was Polish at first, and then I was reading the ingredients on the back, like or like whatever's on the back, in a different. It was in a different language, and I'm like, I've played enough GeoGuessr to know that's not Polish, and I felt proud of myself for recognizing that wasn't Polish, but I didn't know what it was. But I looked up the brand, and apparently I haven't had it yet, but it comes from Switzerland,
Um,
and yeah, I'll have to. Yeah, it's like an Oreo sandwich chocolate bar. I don't remember if I mentioned it was a chocolate bar that I was looking at, but
well, if it's Swiss, that's gonna be some good chocolate.
I would hope so. It was only like $2, and it's a pretty big candy bar. So I'm like, you know what? Hell yeah,
Yeah.
that'll be my dessert probably after pod. Relax with my little Milko Oreo sandwich chocolate bar.
Ooh, yeah, Milka is good.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I've seen the branding before, but I don't
Is
think
it
I
like
had
purple
one.
with like cows on it?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's good chocolate.
Oh, nice. Yeah, they had a whole bunch of different flavors. So if I ever go back there, I may just make it a tradition to try more of them. But, I like doing stuff like that. And then for some reason, I wrote this down. I thought it was strange enough that I was like, that's going in the notes for the pod this week. Um, Colin Mockery from Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a dream where I met him in a Minnesotan subway station.
Oh,
That's
okay.
yeah. Actually, if I remember correctly, the dream had a little bit happening before that. Something about it being rainy and people were taking cover in there, and I was just by myself. And before I could talk to Colin Mockery, you kind of came out of nowhere and just like shoved me to the side and talked to him first or something like that. So I don't.
Us, Colin, we find each other. So.
Yeah, it's a Colin magnet, So
Minnesota, where all the Collins live.
exactly, a Minnesota subway station, which I kind of doubt Minnesota has a subway system. So if you're a dream interpreter, good luck. I don't know what that means.
Your heart, and your brain are fighting for which Colin you love more.
Yeah,
So.
the comedian or the friend. um, but yeah, that was something. But yeah, it's really. Oh, sorry. What's that?
I was having some weird dreams this week too.
Do you remember any of them?
There was one where I have a lot of dreams where my car gets stolen.
Interesting.
I don't know why. I think I'm just always nervous about somebody breaking into my car or taking it or getting a ticket. A lot of things, just including cars, I'm scared of.
That's fair.
That might be part of it. But there was one this week that wasn't car related. It was like it was something with like vampires and like I was trying to like talk to Dracula or something or summon Dracula, but like somebody else came And I like choked the shit out of him. And I was like, "You're not Dracula." And I was like,
You tell
um,
him.
but but I was like, I don't know. I was just this week I was just on something, I guess.
I
But,
guess so. I don't remember if I may not even mentioned this to you before, but I'm not really one who like remembers my dreams a lot. Like I can remember that something happened most of the time, but I'm like I don't remember what it was. I just remember I dreamt something. So when I
yeah,
do remember something, it's kind of interesting. Um, but I also had a
I
for the, sorry
go ahead.
for the first time probably within the last like 3 weeks or so. People always talk about having like a nightmare of your teeth falling out or something like that. I had one of those for the first time like 3 weeks ago, and that was kind of interesting because I don't usually get like nightmares either. But I guess I was worried about. I don't know. I was just like picking something out of my teeth, and like one just popped out, and I was like, oh.
Oh,
And then they all kind of started doing that. And I'm like, oh.
oh. I know that teeth dreams are like an actual thing.
I
Like,
know. Yeah, I've heard it before.
yeah. Uh, I was in my notes earlier this week, and I was in and I saw one that said dream, like, and I was like, what is this? And you want to hear? I had a dream one night. I did not remember,
Okay.
but it's coming back to me a little bit. Um, Apparently, me and you went to go see 21 Pilots. It wasn't
Oh,
21
yeah, that's a
Pilots.
dream, all right.
It, it wasn't 21 Pilots. It was some random ass people
Okay.
that I had never seen in my life.
All right.
But we were sitting next to a catatonic Tom Kenny who, was, who was repeating everything we said in the SpongeBob voice very quietly.
Sorry, the description of very quietly made it even funnier. I don't know why. Wow.
Yeah.
Maybe we do need a dream interpreter on this podcast. Was he saying it in like like when SpongeBob's like plotting something? He's like, oh, I swear to God, I don't know. Was it like that?
I don't remember.
Uh,
I do kind of remember Tom Kenny sitting next to us, but like I do not remember. I just remember him saying whatever we said very quietly in the SpongeBob voice.
that's so funny. Oh man. Yeah. Well, welcome to Dreamin' Dudes. That's our
Yeah.
that's our new podcast.
No relation.
No relation. Yeah.
Dream, but
Uh, um, but yeah, that was pretty much my week. Oh, something I forgot to mention. I just wanted to bring this up as well because I didn't get love for it in my Discord. But after I cut both lawns, because Natalie said that she was gonna pay me for cutting their lawn, I sent a picture of it in the Discord, and throughout the whole time, I was trying to think of like the perfect caption to put onto it, and I said, "Call me a Fortnite streamer getting a haircut the way I got these great clips."
Jewel.
A triple entendre right there, and
Yeah.
and no one. I mean, they said like, "Oh, the lawn looks great," but no one like commented on my caption. I was like, "Oh, I spent
I
so
would
long."
I would have given you something. You should have just sent it to Riley. He would have.
I know, right? It was kind of a Hive Mind Riley moment, yeah. For like 2 hours, I was like, "What should I caption this?" Oh, I could caption. I can do that. Oh, wait. Yeah. But other than that, that's pretty much. Oh, and also I beat the Ender Dragon in my Minecraft world.
Oh.
Woo! So now I have an Elytra and stuff, and I'm gonna continue building. I think most of the time, once I get at least the last few times I played Minecraft, once the Ender Dragon's beaten and I have an Elytra, that's usually when I stop. Um, so, but I still have things I want to build and like places I want to see a little bit. So I think I still got some juice in there.
I mean, you could still kill the Wither and
It's
the
true.
Warden. So
Yeah, I did actually. I do need to. I did find. Well, this is probably partially cheating, quote unquote. But I have like a mini map mod that gives you a little mini map, but then there's also a world map that goes with that, so you could just kind of see basically all the chunks that you've loaded. And but when you're underground, you can kind of see things from very far away. in terms of just like looking at your map. And I did find one of the Warden places, and I do want to check it out just because I've never done that before.
Right.
So that'll be kind of cool. But yeah, I still got aspirations in there. But yep, it's pretty much it for me. On some music news stuff, there's a few things. We'll talk about the. Oh wait, hold on. I listened to a couple things. Haha. Last week, there was an album that was, I believe it actually is still the top album of the year on Album of the Year, called "Fearless Movement" by Kamasi Washington. It's very jazz based, very jazzy. It's got like Thundercat on there. It's Andre 3K is on there as well, doing some flute stuff, jazz flute, electronic things, which is cool. But I listened to that. I've given it 1.5 listens so far. It's like an hour and a half long, and I definitely need to sit with it for a little bit before I have thoughts on it. But it's good. Really nice stuff in there. I believe he's a jazz saxophonist. I think that's what the main artist is.
Okay.
And so there's really good jazz saxophone and stuff there, but very modernized. It's good stuff. And then last night, there was an album by a band called Knocked Loose that was released called, yeah, You Won't Go Before You're Supposed to. And this is like, I think it was just straight up called metalcore on there. So like, that's also very new to me. I quite literally gave it a review last night with like the no rating or whatever, and I was just like, can someone like tell me how to listen to this, because I want to get what the hype is, but like all I'm hearing is screaming and distorted mixes and all this kind of stuff. It was cool, but I don't know how to properly appreciate it, so I'm gonna give that one a little more time as well.
I saw Brad say something about it on Twitter.
Did it? Yeah, because a lot of people were rating it like very, very well. There was a Poppy feature on there too, which that was pretty cool. But I'm also just I kind of like Poppy's vocals a little more than the main guy, I guess. But that's coming completely from my ignorance of the genre. So
yeah.
But yeah, I listened to that as well. Music news for real this time. Woo! There's quite a few things. I guess just for some new releases, real quick. Have you been hearing that Macklemore song that came out?
I did see. I heard some of it, but like, hell yeah, brother.
Yeah, it was a pretty good song. I mean, it's a very much in support of Palestine. Very much talking about how the U.S. government's not doing shit and all that type of stuff. Very base things. I like it a lot. It does kind of just feel like no one who's on the other side is going to listen to that song and be like, and well, they're not going to like switch sides, is what I mean.
Right.
Just because it's very, I don't know, it feels very talking point heavy to me, but they're all valid facts, and he says it with a very good passion over a good beat, and it's just a pretty good song, honestly. Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah.
You have anything for music news? You can kind of swap off a bit.
I mean, I have a bunch of. I have a top 21 Pilots news corner written down here.
Oh, okay.
So.
I'll go to a couple other tracks real quick.
Yeah.
I think these the only other songs I have here. It was a big day for Quadeca yesterday or today. I had mentioned that he was producing a song for Dev Lemons, and that came out today, and that was very good. It was basically just Dev Lemons over some type of instrumental you would hear on I Didn't Mean to Haunt You, but like it was a really good combo, actually. Like, it's to the point where I'm like, whoa, I almost want to hear a whole collab album between them, because her voice actually sounds very good over like that ghostly production and stuff. It's probably one of my favorite songs that she's released under just her name, if not my favorite. So definitely one to check out there. That was pretty good. And then also he had another song come out yesterday or today with Kevin Abstract, but well, it was a Kevin Abstract song that he produced, but featured on that song was Lil Nas X, which I thought that was pretty cool that Quad was producing for a Lil Nas X song as well. I thought the song was just kind of okay, me personally. I didn't really. I don't know. It was very just kind of safe, somewhat mainstream type stuff. It didn't really do too much for me, but it was good. It was very gay, but you know that's fine. um, but yeah, that's all I got for song. So if you wanna transition us into some top,
Sure.
give us some top.
Well, yeah, I will give you some top right now.
Mhm.
But we got a listening party for
Mhm.
the album a week early.
Next week.
In next week on September May 18th. It's a Saturday next week.
Yeah.
We got it's select record stores across the around the world, but across the states and um, both the one down here and one of the ones up at home are doing it, and I saw that the one down here was doing it, and I was like, oh man, I'm gonna be home, and then I looked down a little bit and I saw, oh, there's one by home doing it, so we can do that.
Yeah.
And I was like, hell yeah, but
I do
I
kind of
don't know.
wish I could go down because I do love that record store down by
Yeah,
here, but like it's still gonna be great. Yeah.
yeah, but I was like, I don't know. It kind of the fact that they're doing a week early listening party and they pushed the album back a week. I know it was because they want to get the music videos out at the same time. I
And
know,
Billie
but
Eilish potentially as well.
and that as well. But it's like, come on, like
Yeah.
I want to listen to it, not in my own 2 ears on some headphones. Not and like, it'll be cool to listen to it with a bunch of random strangers who also love 21 Pilots, but
Yeah.
like you know, I don't know.
I think that's something I was seeing some people kind of annoyed at it too, and honestly I feel I'm honestly kind of excited for it. I really I mean I'm sure you're excited for it too, but um I even like the idea because like you said it will be around other fans and stuff. The only thing I'm slightly worried about is some people were like, "Oh, I've been to other listening parties like this before, and just be prepared for people talking over the songs and stuff like that." It's
Mhm.
like, ugh, hope that doesn't
Yeah,
happen. I think you know if we're summoning the right fans, I think that will be kind of discouraged. um,
yeah.
but I don't.
I'm
Yeah,
hoping that people won't be singing along
I
either.
mean, there's only really. It's gonna be kind of hard to sing along to songs they haven't heard
I know.
before.
Well,
Yeah.
I know. I just mean the first couple songs. Like,
Oh, they probably will be, but that's okay. Um,
if it's like to yourself and it's like just feeling it or whatever, fine. But please don't be belting out the
yeah,
lyrics.
I also
In the
hope
middle.
whoever is running it has a fairly decent speaker system as well.
Yeah,
I hope
yeah. That is
that would be
that.
nice. Um, but yeah, I'm personally looking forward to that. Quite once
Yeah,
again,
I'm
not that you're not looking forward to. um,
Did you RSVP on the Facebook?
I did, yes, I did. At
Good.
first, I thought they wanted us to comment on there, and like I've definitely mentioned this to you before, but I do have a Facebook account, but I purposefully do not do anything on there so people know I'm not active on it.
Right.
Like I'm still going to our middle school, I'm pretty sure, on Facebook. So I thought at first I was gonna have to comment on it. And I was like, "Ugh, I don't want to do that. And then they said that I could just show interest. There's apparently you can. Well, I'm sure most people know this that have used Facebook, but you can just say, "Oh, I'm interested in this." And I don't think that notifies people. So,
Yeah.
um, but yeah, I did do that though.
Cool. They've also been playing their little live shows.
Hmm.
They did one in Berlin and one in London this week,
Those
and
little countries, yeah.
yeah, those little countries. And they yesterday, I believe,
Hmm.
in London, they debuted the Craving,
Yeah.
um, which I listened to one of the recordings that somebody had of it, and honestly, I really love the sound of it. It could end up being. I think it's gonna end up being my favorite love song of theirs.
Yeah.
I love the lyrics a lot. Tyler sounds very. I don't know how it's gonna be produced on the album, but I would love if it's just like an acoustic cut, like he was doing on stage with the ukulele.
Yeah.
He sounds great over it. I love the lyrics. It's very personal and sweet. But I'm excited for that one.
Yeah, I mean, I loved it too. At first, I was debating like, should I listen to this? And I was like, yeah, I'm listening to it. It was like a 2-second debate, maybe. Um, but Yeah, that was really cool. I mean, he even introed it by saying like we don't usually play new songs just because he likes everyone to be on the same page when they're at a concert.
Yeah.
But I think that was the correct song to do that for, at least just because that was just so beautiful getting to hear him on stage, like period. But
Yeah.
like also just hearing him and hearing how quiet and respectful everyone was as well.
Mhm.
But yeah, I was saying things on album of the year. And some other places, I think maybe I don't know, but I was saying like the same thing that you were bringing up, that like I kind of do hope on the album it is somewhat stripped back like that, because he killed that vocal performance. It was really good. I think the ukulele lines that he was playing on there were also interesting enough to like that just be the solo instrument.
Yeah.
Like if it could be kind of akin to like that Heathens Trees thing that was in the live stream. Um, I do hope it stays like that, but then again, you never know what they have up their sleeve for that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a beautiful song. I agree as well that I think it's my favorite love song of theirs. before
Yeah.
that,
But
before that, I think it would have been probably Smithereens. I think I would call my favorite.
yeah.
But even then, that's like one of my least favorite songs on Trench. Even though I love almost every, I do love every song on that album.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, I really love the lyrics on it. That's just a man who loves his wife, and not in the
Yeah.
Chance the Rapper type way.
Yeah. Um, and it's very sweet. I'm very excited for that one.
Yeah,
I do hope it's stripped back. But you know, and he was also wearing the shirt from the "Tear in My Heart" music video
right.
for that concert, and I was like, oh, well, that's cute. He was like, I'm getting old, but your boy can still fit in the shirt. I
Yeah.
was like, oh yeah, brother, 'cause that's a
Mhm.
long time ago.
And then another thing that happened that concert that just made me so happy. I didn't actually see this, but I saw someone say that he said this. Apparently before Trapdoor, he had said like, "Oh, there's a lot of people who think that the lyrics to this are as you watch him fall through a bleeding trapdoor, but it's blatant."
Okay.
And I felt so happy hearing him say that. I don't remember if I've ever talked to you about this, but I'm like, it has to be blatant. Like, that's the only thing that makes sense. I don't know why all these lyric sites and these fans are insisting that it's bleeding trapdoor. It's like, what does that mean?
I don't
um,
know.
but yeah, I
I
mean,
thought it was bleeding too,
I know, but it's just like, it makes no sense. Blatant's the
well,
only
it's
thing.
just the way he sounds, you know.
To me, he like clearly sounds
Just,
like he's saying blatant, but it's
I don't know.
whatever.
His,
I
his
was just
vocal inflection makes him sound.
there's been so much debate over that like in the fan base since I joined in like 2014, 2015. And like hearing him actually address that, I was like, yes. I knew it.
Yeah.
um
Also, those set lists have been the same, but they just added "Guns for Hands"
yeah,
as one of the there.
yeah,
But
which I'm fine with. I mean,
yeah,
Trapdoor getting its what, getting its time in the spotlight, is that the,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, that's
Um,
all.
but yeah, Mexico City is the next one,
Hmm.
and also Latin America's finally getting some love. That 12 Pilots has never headlined a tour in Latin America, but for
Like any
Clancy's,
Latin America.
no,
Wow.
they've never headlined a tour there, and they're finally got. I think they've played like Lollapalooza, Brazil, and stuff like
Mm.
that, but they've never done just their own concerts. And I think I saw that one of the stadiums, I think it's in Mexico City, I'm pretty sure is like the biggest stadium they're playing. I
That
want to
sounds
say,
about right. Yeah.
but yeah, it's very cool to see. I know a lot of people in Latin America are like, oh, why don't we give a tour?
Yeah.
Um,
That is a little surprising because I know like early in their career they were going to like Korea and Japan and stuff. So
right, yeah, but
it's a lot further than Mexico.
yeah, I don't know. Maybe it might just be something to do with not the right time for
Yeah,
like.
I'm sure there's logistics behind it. Yeah.
but there's also like the whole thing, like for the takeover tour, there was on the poster, it was listing all the cities, and Mexico City said coming soon, and then it never came.
Oh no.
So, um, so hey, they're getting some now, so
Yeah.
I'm happy for them.
I hope, honestly, if he plays an extra song for them, I wouldn't care.
Hey,
They deserve it.
yeah, give them a 3-4 hour show. I don't know. You
Yeah. Yeah.
do whatever you want. They deserve it. But yeah, that's all I have for 21 Pilots news this week. But
Yeah, I think that's all I got as well. Yep. Yeah. Well,
2 weeks the album comes out from today, at
yep.
least.
Yeah, we won't. Yeah, I guess by the time we talk about it on the pod, we'll, even though we had listened to it a week earlier, it'll still be, the week of the album that we talk about it, but that's okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, looking forward to that, of course. And we'll have Billy to talk about next week. So
Billy and Cage the Elephant come
right,
next week.
yes, Cage as well. Poor Cage, they're getting overshadowed by a lot.
Yeah, but hey, they're not the biggest name, so
Right.
it's okay.
But yeah, well, speaking of the biggest names, like I said in my little interludes to our episode last week, Drake and Kendrick so kindly decided to start the biggest beef of probably the decade right after we ended our episode.
Yeah.
So,
literally right after.
Literally right after.
Right after we ended a 2.5 hour episode, they decided that, hey,
yeah,
let's wrap. Let's get this going again.
Yeah, they're like, all right, BrokeN Boys are done. Okay, let's get started. But yeah, I mean, we kind of actually caught it in somewhat of a unique little space because 916 in LA had come out from Kendrick, or yeah, sorry, thank you. 616 in LA had come out from Kendrick earlier in the day when we recorded, and then like pretty much as soon as we finished recording, Drake's Family Matters came out. I guess we can just kind of talk about them in order a little bit. I already gave some of my thoughts, so if you want to start your thoughts on some of them, just to talk a little bit. Oh, also tell the viewers what's in your profile picture because I didn't know immediately.
Fantano posted this on Twitter the night it all happened, but it's a reference to that picture of George Bush being told that 9/11's happening, but it's Drake with that man on either side of his head telling him that Kendrick is, dropped a couple bombs. And Drake looking a little distraught, but but Family Matters, I wasn't like, I thought it was okay. I haven't listened to it since it came out, since that night, so I don't remember it well, but I remember being okay, yeah, good response, I'll take it. And then when fucking Kendrick dropped 40 minutes
yeah, like 40 minutes later, yeah.
When Kendrick dropped Meet the Grams 40 fucking minutes after Drake's response, I was like, holy shit. Mm-hmm. Holy shit. I think I was in the middle of something. I was playing Fortnite with Max or something when it was happening. But like once I got the chance to actually listen to it and like understand what was going on in the lyrics, I was like, oh.
It's sinister, yeah.
It's honestly like eerie and scary, and like it's just it's very Kendrick going for the throat, and it's like wow, like starting it talking to Drake's child is like insane. First off, and then like his jabs at his parents for how shitty they raised him, and how they should be disappointed in him, and like very just like,
and also telling his parents that he hopes that their child dies.
Yeah. And I love the instrumental under that song. It's like scary, it's dark, it's but it matches the vibe very well. But that bomb being dropped about Drake's daughter or whatever, and just like, okay, what? And then just telling Drake throughout the song that he wants him to die, he hopes he dies, all this, and it's like, this is this is a lot more than just like a petty little beef.
Oh yeah. Well, and speaking
Yeah,
of
like
speaking of petty as well, he's also implying on that track that he's a pedophile.
yeah,
Calling
yeah,
him, calling him, oh, what's the word, a predator on there, and then
yeah,
also talking about there's weird things going on at Drake's house with his,
uh-huh.
people on his label and people around him, and telling, famous people to keep their families away from him
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, that one I haven't listened to all the way through. I think since maybe Sunday.
Mm.
But like I just, oof, yeah,
Yeah.
that's a hard hitter there.
Yeah, and
Um,
if I can interject just
yeah,
slightly, just some more thoughts on it. I mean, like I really do. It's weird because I've watched a lot of reactions to that track, and just like have consumed it a bunch of times. And because I'm a Drake hater, it doesn't really like it still feels sinister to me, but like I feel proud of the sinisterness of it. I don't know
yeah,
if proud is the right word, but it's like such a perfect angle where it's like, yeah, this is fucked up, but it's not going too far, but it's really stepping on that line.
yeah,
It's like a perfect angle to where it doesn't quite go over the line, but it's right there. Um,
yeah,
and yeah, I mean, I also want to thank Kendrick for that track just because he's gotten me a lot of likes over this over this last little bit. Not only on TikTok because I posted like a I think I said POV your opponent actually hates you, and I did a little piano cover
yeah,
of Meet the Grams. That got quite a bit of views for my TikTok page. Nothing crazy, but like pretty good for me.
yeah.
Um, did that, and then like people wanted a tutorial, so I did a little tutorial as well. Um,
Mhm.
so that was fun. But also on album of the year, I mentioned it on the pod last week, but our buddy John caught when Meet the Grams released like right away.
Yeah,
Um, and so by the time I was listening through it for the first time, it was like I think it had been up for a minute, if not less than that. So on album of the year, I saw someone had like just made the page for it, and there was like one review, so I went on there real quick, and I was like, "Bro, wasted no time" or something like that. So I was one of the first reviews, and by the time I was done with the song, I already had like 20 likes on that comment, and I was like,
oh
"Whoa!"
yeah,
So I edited it as well, and just like basically said, yeah, what we're saying here. It's like I said, like I don't think Drake realizes that Kendrick's going for the jugular. And then
yeah,
I put on there as well, like that last fucking line is just like so crazy or whatever. Because he's talking about like the whole like you lied about this, you lied about that, which that part's so cool. But then like that final line of just like fuck a rap battle, this is a lifelong battle with yourself. Like that,
uh,
like, when I first heard that, I literally like out loud just went, "Oh my god!" It gave
yeah,
me. I don't usually get like visceral reactions like that from music, but I was like, that is such a hard hitting line after everything you just said in this song.
yeah.
um,
Um,
but
I've been,
yeah,
I, I've been loving the reactions all week
oh yeah,
to that song. I don't like Kai Cenat or I Show Speed or anybody like that, but their reactions were very funny.
yes, yeah,
Uh, Kai Cenat like standing on his chair and shit like that, just like
yeah,
straight up. And I was like, ah, I know this
yeah.
guy's a fucking idiot, but that was funny.
And John and I were talking about it a little bit too, but everyone's reaction of like hearing Family Matters being like, "Oh man, it's getting juicy now," like big smiles
uh,
on their faces, and then just like immediately looks of horror with "Dear Adonis." It just the vibes switch so quickly in 40 minutes.
they really
Um,
did.
um, yeah. Oh,
Uh,
but anyways, my album of the year comment, it was getting a lot of likes. I did have the top comment for a little bit. Um, and then Brad reviewed it, and then a couple other bigger names reviewed it as well. But
uh,
I held on to the fourth most liked comment for quite a while. I think throughout the entire day that it came out, which is pretty good.
yeah.
And I think I'm the fifth highest at the moment on that song. So, and that's my most liked comment now. It's at 369 likes. And I'm like,
Uh,
hell yeah. And some guy, because I put like, yeah, Kendrick's going for the fucking jugular. Jesus Christ is what I put there. And someone's like, why bring Jesus's name into this beef? Leave Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior, out of this rap beef and disses. Jesus wouldn't approve, obviously. May the grace of God be with us all. Someone responded to him first saying, "God is gay, amen." And then I said, "Jesus wouldn't approve of half the shit they've been saying in these rap beefs." But yeah. So once again, thank you, Kendrick, for all the likes.
Yeah.
Oh, and Meet the Grams is the number one single of all time on Album of the Year and Rate Your Music, I believe, as well. I heard.
Yeah,
Um,
that's
yeah, it's sitting at a 99 right now, which I don't think I've ever seen anything with almost 8,000 ratings being a 99.
yeah,
Like, it's just unanimous. It's crazy.
yeah. I mean, fuck.
Yeah.
But and then what was it? Did he drop Not Like Us the same night, or was it?
That was the next day. Yeah.
Oh right, yeah. He dropped Not Like Kendrick dropped Not Like Us, which has been on repeat all week.
Yeah.
And it's so good. It's my favorite of the diss tracks for sure. It's super fun. It's super funky. I love the lines on it. It would have been, great if he credited us with the A minor joke.
Yeah, that was actually, I forgot to mention that in my little commentary on the episodes, but I also found it so funny that that's one of the biggest parts in that track is that A minor line, and I make that same exact joke on the podcast that we recorded before all of this went down. I just me and Kenny are on the same wavelengths. What can I say?
Hey. But I love that track. It's so good. I love the history lesson that we get in that track. I love the fucking certified lover, certified pedophiles. Like,
yeah,
God, it's so.
Did you see the clip of a DJ playing that song?
Yeah,
I think I only sent that to John, but there's a clip of a DJ playing that at like some sort of party or club or whatever, and just like he plays that part of the song. I think he cuts out the music. He just does like a little DJ hype thing, just certified pedophile. He's just yelling it out loud. It's so funny.
It's so good. But yeah, that's just it is so good. I love that track.
Yes.
So much. But also the night of Meet the Grams dropping, Kendrick was, or not Kendrick, Drake was like, I'll give somebody this amount of money if they can find proof of my daughter, or like if they can find my daughter. And then Drake was being just cringy Drake, and he was posting just posting stuff on his Instagram story. One of them was like a clip from Kratos and like God of War 3 or something like that. And he's like, here, maybe I can find it, but it's like it's Kratos seeking revenge. And let's see, Drake,
Kratos, God of War 3.
A lot of people compare yourself to Kratos now. He it's like, because like Drake, because Kratos in that game, he's like, he failed his daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And like he's like dealing with the fallout of being a shitty parent. So it's like Drake,
a little tone deaf, yeah.
Buddy, Aubrey.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love
Not Like Us.
Not Like Us. Love that track.
And that was the last one I gave my thoughts on, I think, before the episode ended. Yes, yeah, it would have been, because I updated it 3 times. That was like the 4th track in like 24 hours. So, but yeah, that one's grown on me a bit too. At first I was like, yeah, this is pretty cool, but like that beat is just like so good. DJ Mustard went crazy on it. I'm sure I've heard another Mustard beat, but I can't think of any off the top of my head. But like that one just goes crazy. I love that little woodwind like build up thing that happens. And Kendrick rides it so well. And something yeah, exactly. Well, and something that people have been pointing out too is just like how many catchy one-liners on like not this one, but also on like Euphoria, and I think mostly those two are where they're coming from. But just like a whole bunch of stuff. You're like, what is it? The braids? That or like
Yeah.
A minor. Like that's also a great one. I'm probably not gonna. I shouldn't say I'm never gonna see an A minor chord the same ever again. But for the next like probably solid year and a half, I don't think I'm gonna see the chord A minor and not subliminally think about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's a fun track. Yeah, is there anything else to mention on it? I don't know, but I mean, in that song, he is straight up calling Drake a pedophile. Like,
Oh yeah.
I kind of gave, I don't know if I should have given him the benefit of the doubt, but like, he wasn't straight up saying it on Meet the Grams. It was heavily implied. But then not like us. It's like, okay, yeah, he's saying it.
Yeah. And I love the cover art for it is Drake's mansion with a bunch of sex offender app markers
Yeah.
on it, and I love that.
Yep.
Very, very good. And then Drake responded.
I think it was the no. It must
Sunday.
have.
It was Sunday, wasn't it?
Was it Sunday? Hold on, let me check this out real quick. 'Cause if it was Sunday, I think I would have. Oh wait. Oh no! I remember. I did talk about my thoughts on Not Like Us on the episode. That was Saturday, and then Drake's came out on Sunday because I do remember briefly mentioning that one. Yeah, May 5th, which was Sunday. Yeah, that came out Sunday night.
What is it? Song? It's called
The Hard Part 6. Yeah, stealing it from Kendrick.
Which, like, first off, cool. I mean, like that, cool way of coming at him a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But and on first listen, I was like, okay, I like the angle Drake's going with here, saying that he fed Kendrick this misinformation. He should have fact checked. I liked just how he was going at it. But what caught me off guard was the making fun of Kendrick for being molested.
Yeah.
On first listen, I was like, I don't like that.
Yep.
And I think I said that in the group chat. I was like, I don't like that. Not cool. But also, hearing people react to it and going, that's not even the point of that song. That's not even what he was saying in that song.
I feel kind of sad that I misremembered that too, and I kind of took Drake at face value for that. But yeah, it's not.
Yeah, Drake made reference to Kendrick's song "Mother I Sober" off of Mr. Morale, and "Mother I Sober" is about Kendrick's mom not believing, not wanting it, or Kendrick's mom was assaulted when she was younger, and she was worried about Kendrick having maybe been assaulted, even though Kendrick wasn't.
Yeah,
and he
kind of like projecting it onto him a little bit.
Yeah. So the song was about how his mother went through this, not about how Kendrick went through it, but Drake spun it in a way that said, oh, you just don't like these songs. You just don't like me or pedophiles because you were touched, and it's like,
yeah, that's the only reason people don't like pedophiles.
Yeah. Yeah, and also he brought up the fact that he's never touched Millie Bobby Brown, but Kendrick didn't name names.
Nope.
Kendrick never said anything about anybody in particular. He just said that you're a pedophile, and bringing up a specific person does not make a good case for you, Aubrey.
Yeah, and you also gotta love the lines of "I'm too famous to be convicted."
Yeah,
like if I'm so, yeah, you go, yeah.
If I would have touched anybody, I would have been arrested.
Yeah, yeah. Famous people, famously not pedophiles.
Yeah. Yeah, but on first listen, I was like, okay, good response. But after further inspection and other input from other people, it became very obvious that Drake was just really reaching for and pulling at straws. Like I just didn't have anything, so he was just trying to cover his ass and doing a poor job of it.
Yeah, that track is really interesting. Because a lot of people have had that same exact view, I think myself included, with just like Drake's response, like at first just being like, yeah, okay. I mean, that angle of feeding him information is cool, and I guess talking a little bit more about Kendrick's spousal abuse or whatever. Sure. Um, but then just like as the track goes on, it gets a little more like you're kind of just saying anything, and
Yeah,
it really just kind of dilutes everything that came before it as well. Like a lot of people have been pointing out, like it was a very popular theory over the weekend before Drake dropped that, oh, well, Drake's actually playing like 3D chess because, he's been feeding them information. That was a very popular theory
yeah,
after Meet the Grams came out. And we know how online Drake is, and it's very, very plausible. He saw that, he's like, "Oh yeah, I could do that. I could take that angle." um, it, it feels just a little like that, and the people have been pointing out as well. It's like if that were your play, if you were really making the play that we had people fooling you from the inside, then you would have had some sort of evidence to back that up, and you would have
yeah,
mentioned that maybe even right after Meet the Grams came out, or just mentioned it at all or had
yeah.
anything.
Well,
Um,
some receipts, and you'd be golden
yeah,
there. But
and that was
I don't
something.
know.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, what?
Yeah, I don't believe a word either. Um, and something I said, I still kind of, no, I do still think it's a thing that should happen. But that I don't feel as strongly about now. But I said like I think we need to start seeing receipts more than diss tracks
Yeah.
at this point, because there's a lot of he said going on, and a lot of just not really proof. It's like, does he have a daughter? Is he a spousal abuser? Did this information get fed to him? Did this information get fed back to him? It's like a
Yeah.
bunch of, I don't know. It's a lot of just accusatory statements right now.
Yeah, it is, and it's just
Kendrick's mixing the better songs though,
oh yeah, yeah. No,
by far.
Kendrick also doesn't seem like the kind of person that just say shit to say shit.
Right.
Um, and that's kind of part of uh, why I kind of I see Kendrick as a more reliable source
Agreed. Yeah.
for this kind of stuff. Drake is a known liar, so it's
Mm.
like, and he's
Lied.
you
Sorry.
know, and he's chronically online.
Yeah.
So it's just Drake, yeah, but
Yeah. And I don't know if you saw Brad's reaction to the Heart Part 6. But he was doing the same thing where he was feeling it at first, and then just like about the time he starts getting into the Mother I Sober stuff, he's like, huh? But also there's a clip that's been going around of Drake in like 2011 kissing a 17-year-old on stage.
yeah.
Well, he brought her up there at first and was, being sensual, whatever, R&B singer with her.
Mm.
And then he was like, wait, how old are you? And she's like 17. He's like, oh, why you look like that? And then also making various comments after knowing that she was 17, like, oh, I had fun though. I don't know if I should say that. And then I love the way your breasts felt against my chest. Direct quote from Drake.
Mm-mm.
After knowing she was 17, and then proceeds to, I think, kiss her on the forehead, then her cheeks, then her lips.
Yeah.
And
I
yeah,
remember that video going around a few years ago, I
yeah,
feel. But I forgot about it, and I think didn't John send that into the group chat or something?
he may have. I was seeing it in a lot of places. I don't remember. Yeah,
Yeah. So I was
but
like, oh yeah, I forgot about
there
that.
was that. But the reason I brought up Brad right before that is because there's also a line in Drake's song, and Brad was just reviewing that footage right before the song drop. But there's a line where he says, "I never looked twice at a teenager" or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is video proof of you looking twice at a teenager after knowing she is 17. And it's
Yeah,
just
and
like,
I also like a line from a song of his where he's like, "I saw a picture of you in high school. You was bad even then," or
yeah,
something like
I've
that.
heard that one
It's
before
like
too.
it's like
You
okay.
weren't even hiding it. uh, yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty clear winner at this point. I do hope there is just like I don't know, a final blow from Kendrick a little bit, or at least somewhat of an addressing of the spousal abuse things, because I do agree with other people who have been saying this too, but that like that is one of the things Drake said, that pretty much the only thing he said that like actually holds a significant amount of weight, and could be something detrimental to Kendrick if it's true. But you know, I
What's the
the spousal abuse stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I also saw somebody like on Twitter. I think his his wife's brother, his
Oh
brother-in-law.
yeah, yeah,
Like he was telling Kendrick to go get him, go get him.
yeah. He was tweeting at him in
But
support.
like, if you're if your sister's being beaten by her husband, I don't think you'd be supporting him.
No,
So
I
that's
think that's a safe assumption to make. Yeah.
yeah. That's another kind of okay. I don't think that's happening.
Yeah, I guess the only angle there is if somehow Drake knows about it, but her brother doesn't. But
Yeah,
I don't know the likelihood of that. um, it's just muddy waters in general, and I think one just good 8-bar stanza from Kendrick can solve it.
yeah.
But um, yeah, I mean, this was huge though. Like, this is something that I was seeing everyone talk about. John was making jokes on TikTok a little bit. He's like, "Do your parents even know what's happening?" Like, he was saying that to me. I'm like, they must have heard like something in passing, but I'm sure they have not given any care about it. But I think
Yeah.
anyone like under the age of 40 has been pretty invested in this, or has heard about it in some capacity.
I was at work on Sunday, and I was asking people if they were into hip hop and like if they were, seeing what all was happening. And one of my coworkers was like, "No, but I heard about it," and I told her about it. She's like, "I gotta listen to these songs." I was like,
Yeah,
"Yeah, yeah, you do. It's really
yeah.
good."
And Kendrick could actually be making a pretty positive impact too, because I've been seeing a lot of people who have been saying like, "Oh, I'm not normally a fan of rap, but like, not like us, like goes really hard or whatever." It's like,
Mhm.
hey, I mean, there's a lot of rap like that, a lot of hip
Yeah.
hop like that. It's not just the stereotypical things you think it is. um, so like, I think he's also slightly turning some ears onto the genre that have been neglecting it as well, just because of how fun that track is. Even though it's just straight up calling Drake a pedo on it. Which,
Yeah.
by the way, I know we mentioned that song, but that balance is incredible. I don't know how you make a summer hit while straight up calling someone a
Seriously,
pedophile throughout
man.
the whole thing.
It's Kendrick.
It is. It is.
It's Kendrick, man. But past that, Metro released Metro
Mm,
got back on the drums, and he released a little ditty called BBL Drizzy.
mm-hmm.
And that's also been in my head all week.
Yeah. Agreed.
Very very fun little, just BBL Drizzy.
Yeah.
People have been freestyling over it.
Did you see the Miles freestyle over it?
I must have heard it, but I don't know if
Do you know who Miles is?
no.
Um, there's a lot of he's like kind of a meme. Well, he's very much a meme rapper, but he did like a shout out to Abraham Lincoln because he saved my brothers or whatever like that. He has like the really over the top. I don't know, but like he did a freestyle over the BBL Jersey thing. He just go Drake, Kendrick, Drake, Kendrick, Drake,
Oh
Drake,
yeah, yeah,
Drake.
yeah.
Yeah.
But that's very fun. Drake's mansion got shot at.
That's very fun. Yeah.
Which like, hey, until there's plenty of evidence for him to be creepy towards towards underage girls, but
Mhm.
wait to kill him until he's a confirmed pedophile. All right.
Yes. Yeah.
um, and then also I was seeing stuff about Metro being a hypocrite on Twitter as well. For like,
Oh, I think I was kind of seeing that. They're
he was
bringing up.
coming after, yeah,
They
like
bring up.
old Metro
Yeah.
tweets.
Yeah, tweets from like 2011 and 2010 and stuff, which I don't know. Sometimes I don't hold those to the same degree. I mean, there's a difference between making an edgy joke in 2011 and 2010 and kissing a 17-year-old on stage in 2011. I don't
Yeah,
think those are quite the same level, but I don't
not
really have
quite.
much of a say in that kind of stuff. Well with
Yeah,
Metro stuff at least.
Yeah, I don't have much to say about that. I just saw such something
Yeah.
to that, and I was like, oh well, I hope that's not true because Metro makes good beats and music and stuff.
That was another thing I was telling John. I was like, you know what? Between the like that beat, the original thing that kicked off this beef, and this BBL Jersey thing, is like maybe I should listen to some Metro Boomin. He sounds like he makes some pretty good stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, and then I've just been seeing a lot of stuff about like Drake's dad.
Mm.
There was what was it? What did he say? He it was like him being interviewed in like 2018 or something like that about the Me Too movement,
Mm.
and he's like, well, if if women were just like if women respected themselves more or like something like that, then they wouldn't have to worry about being assaulted.
What?
Um, uh, and then there, and then there was a video I saw earlier of someone who was like, when I thought I was going to a Drake's party, but I got his dad's name. I forget his dad's name, but it's just her. It's just him, like very way too close to her, like talking in her ear, like
Mm.
talking right to her face. And I'm like, well, um, you see what he was raised around, so
That was pretty much Kendrick's whole angle on Dennis. Yeah.
yeah,
It's
that,
just like, yeah, I couldn't think of it for a second either, but just, I don't think he was blaming. I'm trying to remember exactly, but I don't think Kendrick was blaming his mom for Drake turning out the way he did, but he definitely was blaming his dad.
oh,
Yeah.
but he's like a creep and an idiot, so
Yep.
that makes sense.
Yep.
Um, but just yeah, it's and Drake's been radio silent, so is Kendrick, but Kendrick doesn't really have to say anything at this point.
Yeah, he can let
Um,
his silence speaks volumes in a good way.
yeah, but Kendrick's stuff has been outstreaming Drake's all week.
Mm.
He's been doing crazy numbers. I think Damn was like going crazy this week.
Mm.
Um, he was over it. Just all of Kendrick's stuff was over Drake's stuff, which like never happens
Yeah,
because
and
Drake is so big.
I know my buddy Dane said that he's been listening to Kendrick all week. I'm not sure how much he has listened before this. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
but yeah, I'm excited for the Kendrick Renaissance.
Oh yeah.
Excited for people to be um, you know, bumping some Kenny all summer.
Oh yeah.
But
But
yeah,
that was pretty huge. Yeah, I mean, John and I were going. I mean, like I said, John probably more than me, but we were both going a little feral over when Meet the Grams dropped on
yeah,
Saturday or Friday on Friday. Um, and yeah, I mean, like even in the moment after listening to that song, I was like, bro, this is like hip hop history, like right
it
now.
is.
And I was one of the first to listen to it just because of how quickly John found that. I'm like, thank you, thank you for allowing me to be early to this. Um, yeah, that's just yeah. I mean, Kendrick made that super fun song, but Meet the Grams. To me, maybe it's because my mind's a little fucked up, but like I do have that as my song of the year right now, just because it's impressive that how sinister he made that song.
Yep.
It's just like I mean, people were saying like this is just like unlike anything ever heard before. Like it's just so I don't know. I think what did I think Brad described it as disgusting, pretty much like the most disgusting rap beef song that's ever happened. But like in a I don't know if in a good way is the right way to put it, but like in a positive way for Kendrick. It's just like this is disgusting. You did a good job.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, here's the news a week and a half later, and
Yeah.
maybe Kendrick will drop his final song right when we're done with this. Who knows?
Uh, but yeah, it was fun. Fun little thing.
Yep.
Um, there ain't there. I don't know. We might never live to see a battle quite like this.
Oh,
Uh,
probably. I mean, I don't know how much further you can go besides killing each other at this point.
yeah, honestly.
So in a way, I kind of hope we don't see another one like
Yeah.
this.
You know, just Drake don't do any shows in Oakland.
Yes, yeah, as Kendrick says. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, fucking yeah.
Yeah.
Seems like people are gonna do the job anyway. They're shooting at his
Right.
house.
Yeah.
He's probably just in the fetal position, rocking back and forth in his room.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah. Pretty much. Oh, and so, I just to briefly mention it because I've been seeing a lot of. I'm sure you've seen them too. There's been a lot of memes of just like J. Cole right now prancing through like a field of flowers or something. Like the disses were so good and from Kendrick and so like defeating that people have retroactively been like, okay, yeah, J. Cole, you made a good decision. Like he's been given respect back for stepping out of this beef.
Yeah. No, J. Cole would have been destroyed. There would have been there would have been nothing.
There's been so many funny memes of just like J. Cole rediscovering life and stuff during this beef.
Yeah, there was a picture of him, like a fan, like saw him like sitting on the beach on his laptop.
Yeah.
A picture with him, and was like, he's doing exactly that, and I love that.
He's living the memes. Yeah.
But yeah, J. Cole, he made the right choice. Happy for you. I think I saw like somebody said that Schoolboy Q, I think, told J. Cole to drop out of that.
Yeah, it definitely does feel like people were coming up to him like, "Hey, this isn't a fun competitive thing. You should leave for your own good."
Yeah. People know that Drake and Kendrick hate each other.
Yeah,
this wasn't gonna be.
It's like you're a stray right now. Don't become a target.
Right.
Yeah.
And hey, happy for him.
Yeah.
Happy he got that unscathed. Really.
Pretty much. Yeah. But yeah. So that was pretty big. Well, we're good to wrap. We've actually been good to wrap for a little bit, unless you have anything else to mention for this week.
I saw that today marked the 30-year anniversary of the Blue album by Weezer. So
I think that requires a little celebration. There we go. I played the Weezer sound. I don't know if you can hear your sounds right now.
I couldn't, but I believe it.
It's there. Yeah, in spirit, Yeah.
It's always just running through my mind. I have tinnitus, but it's the Buddy Holly riff.
Yeah.
But yeah, happy birthday, Weezer.
Oh, and I think also this week was the 13-year anniversary of Josh joining 21 Pilots.
Yeah,
I think that's what I saw. So also pretty good.
Yeah. Happy birthday, modern 21 Pilots.
Yes. But yeah, other than that, I guess we can get into song of the week. You were up first, my friend.
Well, since we've been talking about it all episode, I'm gonna go with that song that I loved also so much, and I'm gonna go with "Not Like Us" by Kendrick Lamar.
All right.
And Baca got a weird case. Why is he around? Certified lover boys, certified pedophiles. Wop. That fuck 'em up. Wop. I'ma do my stuff. Why you trolling like a bitch? Ain't you tired? Trying to strike a chord, and it's probably A minor.
All right, that was "Not Like Us" by Kendrick Lamar. What did you think, Mike?
I mean, like I said, it's great. I'm sure Drake hearing this looked exactly like your profile picture.
Yeah.
I love how something we didn't quite mention is that this was also just really Kendrick stepping into Drake's lane, because one of Drake's arguments, I guess, throughout this whole thing was that like, oh, I make hits for the clubs, you make shit that people don't want to even listen to or whatever. And then this is him making a club banger and succeeding at it and out streaming Drake by a lot on it, and just being super fun, but also super within the beef still. And yeah, it's great. And also Kendrick, another W for the man. He has made all this beef music copyright free, so
yeah,
I can honestly play as long of a clip during this segment as I want.
Play the whole song.
Yeah, you guys hear the whole song for Song of the Week. But thanks, Kendrick. I might get a few more of your lines in there than usual. So
hell yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I love that song. It's just so good. Like I said, I love that history lesson. I love Kendrick calling. I love Kendrick, calling Drake a colonizer by just saying how much Drake has gotten from other artists.
Yeah.
It's so fucking good.
I always forget that line is like in this song, and every time it comes around, or like once he starts describing the situation in that third verse, I'm like, oh my god, that's right. It's so good.
Yeah. It's just Kendrick is on another level entirely. But yeah, it's my favorite song that's come out of the Beef by far. It's just so good.
Yeah. Definitely the most fun to listen to. Yeah.
Oh yeah. But what do you got for us this week, Michael?
See, like I said, I do think Meet the Grams is probably my like song of the year right now, but it's also not necessarily one that I just want in the playlist. Just because of, but while it is great and I do love that song, I do kind of want to highlight that Dev Lemon song that came out today, just because I think Quadeca killed it. I think their combination works really well. So I'm gonna go with Why Did I Laugh Anyway by Dev Lemons.
I cannot trust.
All right, that was Why Did I Laugh Anyway by Dev Lemons. What did you think of that?
I thought that was good. I've never heard Dev Lemons over something serious, so
Yeah.
I've only heard like clips from like Queef Jerky on TikTok or the Eminem impression, but
Classic. Yeah.
but she's got a really good voice. She got a really good voice, and I think Quadeca's production was fantastic on there. Like you were saying, very reminiscent of
I didn't mean to haunt you.
I didn't mean to haunt you.
Yeah.
Thank you. But yeah, I thought it was really pretty. I loved the lyrics on it. Dev sounds great. And yeah, I'll definitely have to re-listen to that with some headphones on. But
Oh yeah.
I like.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of took me by surprise because she does do somewhat more serious stuff on her own, at least from the things I've heard recently.
Yeah.
Her last like 2 singles that she's dropped have been a little on the darker side, a little bit the darkier side. The noisier the noisier darker side. And those have been really cool, but like this is still like definitely the most like mature thing she's put out. And like I don't know, sometimes I have some gripes with her vocals just because they're a little on like the nasally airy side, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But like with Quadeca's production, like his ghostly stuff that he does, her like airy voice works really really well with it, and like it just like blends in perfectly in my opinion. But like yeah, I was kind of taken aback. I was like, whoa, okay, Dev, okay.
Yeah.
I really really liked it. And I also love that little part at the end that it reminds you it's still a Dev Lemon song. Quadeca hits a wrong note on the piano and they both just go fuck.
Yeah.
I thought that was very characteristic in a nice way.
For sure.
But yeah, I was really feeling that song, and she's putting a whole project together. If she is putting a whole project together with like these singles, like that's something to look forward to for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I would definitely listen.
Yeah, but yeah, that's kind of about it. So, you got anything else to add on for this week?
No. Just look forward to seeing us in person next week.
That's right. Yes, we will be in person next week. You'll get to see the birthday boy.
Yeah, I'll talk about Billie Eilish and HD Ant. But yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah, that will be fun, and so we will see you next week. But before we get to that, before we get to that point, I gotta thank you. I gotta thank you, dear viewers, for being here. Yeah, not thank you. You're checked out for the episode now. Now it's my turn to. No, thank you, dear viewers, for watching this. Thank you for if you're an audio listener, thank you especially. We love you. And you should become a visual listener to see us next week, for sure. So, and the way you can do that is by going onto YouTube or under the same name, BrokeN Boys, capital N BOIS. You might throw the word podcast in there. You have better chances at finding us. Yeah, come on over here. You can see our beautiful pictures. Mine's been on brand for a little bit. I got to rep the boys. And Colin's over there repping the boy. So go check out that. The certified pedophile. Um, but yeah, go check out those. But more importantly, we have links to a whole bunch of stuff in the description. We got links to the Song of the Week playlist. That's that segment we just did. We do that every week. We have done that every week for basically 366 or 166 episodes. I was thinking it was a year. For 166 episodes. Yeah, we got 3 playlists down there. We got one for me, we got one for Colin, and we got one for all our songs combined, along with all the guests that we have. So there's just a whole bunch of good stuff in there, and you can listen to "Not Like Us" by Kendrick in there, or you can listen to "Why Did I Laugh Anyway" by Dev Lemons in there as well. Go check out those playlists. They're pretty long. Did we hold on? I need to check if we reached 1 day on the. Oh no, we're hold on, math. 17 minutes away from reaching an entire day on the combined playlist. So. I could speed run that if next week if I wanted to, because that Kamasi Washington album has a 15-minute song on it, so could speed run, but we'll have to see what Billy does. Yeah. But go check out those playlists. But for us, we have personal stuff down there too. For me, I make music under the name Plaintive. We got stuff in the workshop, in the woodworks, being carved out. I'm thinking of. I'll say I'm thinking of doing like a later summer, early fall release for this EP at this point. I'm hoping to kind of hone in on that, get things a little more polished up and just produced in general. So catch up on your plane of lore. I'm down there on Apple Music, Spotify, wherever you want, YouTube as well. Keep an eye out for stuff. I will keep talking every week to the void and Colin. But the void, yeah, you don't want to know why we call him that either. Go check out those. Go check out my album of the year page. Like I said, my likes have been popping off a little bit because of this beef, so you can go add to my ego a bit if you want. Go check out that. My Instagram's down there. I think that's everything. Oh, TikTok as well. I don't think I've mentioned that in like months. But yes, I think that is also down there. I forgot that's one of the things I have down there. Yeah, you can check out that Meet the Grams little piano thing I did. It's a kind of a fun. It's gonna be a fun meme song to play in the future. Just bust that one out. But in terms of proximity, I was gonna say Drake's house, but I'm gonna change that. I'm going to say, I don't even know. I'm just like sitting at home, disappointed that they do this beef right after we finish the podcast. That's where I am, behind you. Colin over here, he runs our socials. He runs our Twitter page where he updates when videos get posted and all that jazz, and also our TikTok page. I do mention this one every week, and that's a good one. You should check that out. We got some good funny clips on there. Go give those some love and support, and then give some love and support to Colin as well on his Instagram review page. We're gonna start with that one this week. He does album reviews on there. He also does album reviews on Album of the Year. Go check out that, as well as his Letterboxd, where he rates and reviews movies. Any new movies up there this week?
No, I didn't finish any. I started watching a movie called Sinister.
Oh, yes, yeah.
I didn't finish it because I fell asleep. But from what I remember, it was good.
I feel like
I got up to.
I feel like falling asleep during a horror movie is not a good sign.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like it was. I was just very tired. I worked today, so it wasn't any. Nothing bad. Nothing bad on the movie. Just,
no quality issues. Okay, but
just my own thing.
Yeah, well, keep an eye on that. The boy's out of school now, so might have, but he may be watching more movies. I don't know.
Yeah, I will. I will try.
Yeah. Other than that, oh, sorry. What is your proximity to the viewer?
Oh, I'm in front of the viewer, and I'm trying to get them to chant the OVHO thing.
You're telling them to step to the left and step that way and step this way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to little jab at Drake
Mm.
with the 2C slide there.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm just trying to get them to dance along and chant OVHO with me.
Mm. And when they start messing up those steps, what's gonna happen, Colin?
Well, I'm gonna get real close, and I'm gonna say, hey, listen to me. You'll get better. You can do this. You'll just have to practice.
Wow.
But hey, just keep trying. And I'll give him a nice reassuring hug from in front, and you'll come up from the basement, from being upset over the beef happening right after the pod.
Yes.
And you'll need that reassurance as well. So you'll hop in that hug from behind the viewer.
Yeah.
And I'll see that you also need a reassuring kiss. So I will lock lips with you, and I will we'll eat face right next to the viewer's ear.
Mm-hmm.
After it won't be like weird for the viewer because they'll just be reassured and having a nice comforting hug from us. But yeah, we'll be hugging the viewer from in front and behind, while making out simultaneously next to their head, and we like to call that little thing the love cage.
Mm.
And if you'd like your very own love cage, you can drop your address in the comments below, and you'll get your very own. You won't know when, you won't know where, but you will get one, and you will love it.
Yep. And you know, just how to cheer me up. Yeah, just the right thing.
Oh, I know.
But
Comes with the job title.
oh yeah, that's why we're co-hosts. All right, well, I think that's about it. So we will see you next week, before our in-person birthday bash for Colin, and our birthday Billy bash.
Billy birthday bash.
All right.
Extravagant.
That doesn't start with a B, but all right. See you next week.
Bye-bye.